I know 2020 has showed us all that humanity is going to end soon, and it might make all of us wish for a more innocent time. It would be nice to just be able to travel back, to before we have to worry about all this world-ending stuff. Well, I'm here to tell you that that is now possible. Welcome to Mac Movies. I'm Halea.
I'm Dill, aka White Chocolate Phil.
And we have just watched perhaps the greatest creation of mankind.
Honestly,
It is called Back to the Future Part 1.
I mean, it's Back to the Future. Like, what more can I say? Honestly, it embodies the '80s.
Yeah, it's one of the most 80s movies ever in many ways. Even though it's not even in the 80s that much. It's a staple.
Trilogies. That's pretty much up there with Star Wars and Indiana Jones.
Yeah, exactly. It really
So,
deserves to be up on that pedestal. Let's just back up because
yeah,
this whole movie is just setups and payoffs to plot points. There's every single thing in the script. It's just a setup and a payoff, a setup and a payoff. And music by Alan Silvestri, the same guy who to this day did the music for Infinity War and Endgame. Endgame being another time travel movie. But anyway, so it's just they set up so many jokes and plot points in present day, and then he travels back to the past, and it just pays off so much. There's so many small little details.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, for me, just like any movie, what really makes this movie is the protagonist, or not even just the protagonist, but the actual characters within.
Yeah, I watched back in the day. I watched a review from Cinemassacre. I don't know if you know that is, but they talked about how the first movie is kind of the Marty movie because it kind of revolves around him and him trying to save his existence by like having his parents get together and stuff, and it's all about him. The second one's like the Biff one, and the third one's the Doc movie. So, and I'm like, that's a pretty good way because this is Marty's movie most of all.
And I'm honestly happy for that. So
yeah. I mean, you also got Doc, who is just another great
peculiar character. Yeah,
I'm about to embark on an historic journey.
He's just I like how Marty comes back, and it just from his perspective, it must be such a crazy situation because he's some failure scientist, and then some kid comes and says, "This thing you built in the future, it sent me back here it's a time travel device."
And you hit your head on the sink, and that's when he came up with the idea for the flux capacitor, which is what makes time travel possible.
I don't know. And he's just like, all right, I'll help you, Marty. It's such a good character.
Like everything, like what's it called? Everything pretty much ties in within one another. You know?
So tight, and they thought it all out to just one thing after another. Every scene is valuable and adds a lot, and is you couldn't cut anything out basically.
And it's not that long either.
It's not that long of a movie. It's great. It does it does a lot with its time, Marty screws so much stuff up, and it's just like, oh my god, he's just the whole like last 45 minutes is so like, oh my god, what is he gonna do? Because it's just one thing after another. He's gotta fix it, and because his mom isn't attracted to his dad anymore.
What's that thing he's on?
It's a board with wheels.
It's an absolute dream.
So it's like, oh god, my existence is in danger.
That was like my favorite part. Was like the whole like dynamic with him and his mom.
Yeah, I know. It's so awkward.
Just like weird.
Yeah, none of it would happen if Marty just kept to his own business, but he had to interact, and he has to try to keep getting his dad to to toughen up so that his mom will like him.
Marty, he's not Chad.
He's kind of like somewhere like he's a cool guy, but he's not like the coolest guy ever.
But like compared to his dad, it's like
his dad is just a complete loser.
It's leagues away, honestly. Yeah. But that's what makes it so great.
Yeah, the dad is one of the best parts of this movie, probably.
He's a peeping Tom.
Yeah.
As an adult, like at the beginning of the movie, and he's just like that laugh that he does, like. And then his interactions with Biff just pushes him around all the time.
McFly, hello,
yeah, hello,
anything in
McFly,
there?
yeah.
Whatever, yeah.
And then, but there's an arc to it, and I won't give anything away. But like his character changes too over the movie. Like everyone's character changes. This is the movie to watch, and if you like this one, watch the other ones too. But it's on Netflix as of June 1st, 2020.
Sorry, it's kind of hard to count the days in quarantine.
Yeah,
but, watch
it's on
them
Netflix.
Now, 'cause you never know.
Yeah.
They have all three.
Yeah, they have all three. So at least watch this first one. And then now, because this movie is nothing but pointing out how awesome all the little details are.
There really is to me, there's like not really any plot holes, except there might be one for me. But,
since it's a time travel movie, there's pretty much going to be, like, if you really think about it, there's plot holes, but it's an amazing movie. Marty's an amazing character, Doc is an amazing character, the dad, the Biff, the mom, they're all amazing characters. Watch it. Great music also by Alan Silvestri.
Details I really liked, like the book at the end where since his dad like actually like stood up for himself finally, and actually like didn't give up on something he wanted to do, which was it says in the past he'd write sci-fi stories.
I think it's your new book.
Oh, honey, your first novel.
Like I've always told you, you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything.
And it has like the hazmat suit, which
Marty
put on to portray to be an alien in order to get his dad to like ask basically his mom, Marty's mom, to the
Enchantment Under the Sea
dance. Enchantment Under the Sea dance, which another cool little thing thrown in there.
Literally the first thing Marty does, you know about the mall thing, right? How the mall changes?
Yeah. When it becomes the farm or whatever. And
no, I mean like the mall changes. Like it's a different. It's called something else. You know about that?
I didn't see that. Okay.
So so at the beginning,
it's called like Twin something.
It's the
right?
It's the Twin Pine Mall. Okay.
Yeah.
So whenever Marty goes back in time and he's at the farm, escaping from like the Peabody farm,
he shoots the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Marty runs over one of the pines.
Doesn't the guy say? Yeah, he says like you ruined my pines or something.
So anyway, when he goes at the very end, it's called the Lone Pine Mall now.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Not Twin?
Yeah, they don't even mention it, but that's what the sign says now. It says Lone Pine Mall.
That's a detail you like don't need to put in.
I know, but they do.
Holy crap!
And then Doc is like, who's the president in 1985? Future Boy? He's like Ronald Reagan. Like, what?
The actor?
Yeah.
Who else is it gonna be? He starts like rambling names.
I don't think they could have gotten any more out of time jokes than they did. Like, there's just so many.
Oh, and like that other part where it's like Goldie
Wilson.
Yeah, and he's like run for mayor in the 80s.
Yeah, that's right.
And
he's gonna be mayor. He's like,
Yeah, I'm mayor.
They literally touch on like every single aspect.
I know.
Besides like the one thing we mentioned.
Like you only see like the car, like Goldie Wilson's car, drive by for like 5 seconds in 1985, but then he has like a whole couple scenes in the future or in the past that add a payoff. Yeah.
And that little detail, you can totally miss that.
Yeah,
you didn't rewatch it.
You didn't need it, but there's so much.
All the small details that add up is what makes this movie rewatchable and a timeless classic.
It's another thing. It's so big plot. The big problem is that first of all, he has to get his parents back together. Barely manages to do that, and then he has to get back to 1985. There's only one shot to do it because they know that the lightning is going to strike.
Yeah. Do you have any like major plot holes that stood out to you?
Okay, so
there's
there's 2 things that bother me about them. They're kind of problematic because I kind of think about them, which is his parents don't remember the guy that they named their son after.
I was just that's the one for me where it's like
they should have kept calling him Calvin Klein at least, and then Marty is just a name that comes later. Like that would have been better than.
I don't know. I mean, I liked the whole thing where it was like Marty, what a nice name, you know?
Yes, but then it's like, we'll call our son Marty, and then he was so impactful that they don't remember what Marty looks like. Like, there's no pictures of. And the other thing is that his new 1985 family is like a new family. Like, that old family he knew is like on a philosophical level.
I think it would be nice if you all dropped him a line.
I got Jennifer Parker called.
Oh, I sure like her, Marty. She is such a sweet girl.
It's kind of weird that his old family is just gone forever and he's replaced it with a new one.
Well, yeah, I mean, if I was in my shoes, I'd be freaking out.
It's kind of creepy and freaky, but you could accept that they're like the same, just improved. But yeah, those are my 2 problems that take away from it.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say exactly that one with like this man was so influential on how they met.
Yeah.
Why? Like, where'd he go?
Yeah.
Like,
why don't they give him a call or something?
Like, where'd he go? Like, I kind of like the one also the other detail where he's like, he like probably pretty much invented like the skateboard.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like going down and like steals that wooden piece of shit.
He like just breaks it off and then just starts riding on the bottom.
Starts going crazy, yeah, and of course his mom is like in love with him.
Yeah, because him and his dad went to the diner just because they were trying to get her to be impressed with him, but Marty keeps making it worse because he's like being cool and sticking up for George, and so it just drives her further away from him.
The one part I thought was funny also is like when his mom like forces himself on him.
I know.
It's like I'm kissing my brother.
She's like, I know what you mean.
She was like, do you know what I mean? He's like, actually, that makes perfect sense.
That makes perfect sense to me.
I was like, yeah, anyway.
And there's just so many little tiny lines that she's like, Marty, you sound exactly like my mother. And he's like, you sound like my mother. And there's the principal who's like, no McFly ever amounted to anything in the history of Hill Valley.
No McFly ever amounted to anything in the history of Hill Valley.
Yeah, well, history is going to change.
There's so much, sorry. Or like...
There is.
Or like in the beginning, it's like his mom's always saying like, I never did anything like that, and then she's like pulling out like whiskey and smoking.
Yeah.
I mean, then again, it was the time.
But she has an arc too, because at the beginning she's like, oh, chasing boys, you should never do that. Like, you shouldn't be doing all this stuff when you're so young. In the new 1985, she's like, oh, like that. Jennifer, that's such a nice girl, Marty, and
yeah.
Everyone has changed.
It's great.
I'll just ask you, who do you think is the best character in it?
It's a tough one because all the characters are great.
Yeah.
Because they're all unique. Ah, man.
They all have iconic lines.
Like on one side, like I really like Marty, but then I don't want to go with like typical. But do you want to talk about like Biff's character? Or do you just want?
I mean Biff. He's just a goofy. He's just a bully that's really dumb
But the transformation.
Gets his comeuppance. Yeah, he has a transformation. He ends up being super important to the whole series too. So.
Yeah, like he's probably like the key factor. Mm-hmm. Every single character complements one another so well. You know what I mean?
I think I'm gonna go with.
I'm gonna go with the Doc.
Yeah, he's up there. It's like a tie between Doc and Marty for me.
I really like. I don't know. I need to compare the other ones to see Marty. Because if you say this is the movie where he shines,
this is the movie where that's about Marty the most. I'd say. Yeah.
Then it might be Marty for me. I liked his young mom as a character too. So.
I think maybe you should spend the night. I think you're our responsibility.
Well, gee, I don't know.
And he can sleep in my room.
I gotta go. I gotta go.
Along with George, young George.
What is your favorite part?
Ooh.
When you ask what's your favorite part, and it's a hard question, that's how you know you've got like a good
movie.
Yeah, you got a mean movie on your hands. I don't know. Honestly, like it's hard for me to pick, but I just say like as soon as the night happens where he has to fix everything, like from then on, it's just so good. When Doc has the weather experiment, quote unquote, hooked up, and then Doc is trying to get the plug together, but
like zip lines off.
He has to zip line to connect another part of it, and then he has to fix his parents and fix and get back home and then save Doc.
No,
like,
yeah,
everything
me,
from there on is
like the best part. Like that's where it picks up, man.
Yeah,
I mean, it doesn't even take long to pick up.
I know.
Either. No, yeah, definitely. Like once he gets to 1955 and has to literally solve every single family problem that he needs, and to also get himself back home in the specific time slot he needs to get back home, which is when the lightning is supposed to strike the clock tower.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot for a kid to have
It's
to
a
deal
lot
with.
for teenage high school kid.
Marty has so many good scenes with like all the characters,
especially with his mom. I don't know, just like some of the jokes he made.
Yeah, no, there's some pretty funny jokes.
It was just awkward. Like
it's so
like,
awkward him with the
to be honest, I had to pause the movie a couple times.
I know.
During those parts, I was like, oh god. Like,
yeah. When he's such an idiot because when he's at the table with his mom and with the mom's parents, yeah, and he's just like, oh yeah, I remember I saw this one back in the day. He's like, what are you talking about? This is brand new. Like, Marty, you're such an idiot. You ruined everything.
And also he says like, yeah, like we got 2 televisions.
Yeah,
like,
he's like, hey, he's teasing. No one has 2 televisions.
Yeah, like TVs just came out.
Yeah.
It's hell. It's like, you idiot.
Lorraine's dad, like, who the hell is John F. Kennedy?
Oh yeah, that was a good one too. Yeah. That just adds to his character, though.
Yeah. If you really pay attention, every movie is just Marty screwing up, pretty much, and having to deal with the repercussions of it.
I mean, that is what teenagers are.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a teenager, and he's a cool guy.
He embodies the '80s teen. Like, it's like Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
He's bit off more than he can chew.
I also like the part with like, what are you, a sailor?
Yeah, like they keep commenting that he's got a life preserver.
It's a vest, which is like whatever, but like it's like so sophisticated for like 50s.
It's such an of its time movie.
You just remind me of that one part where he just whips out the guitar solo of rock and roll. Yeah, everyone's like,
now that's an 80s scene right there.
Yeah, exactly. I know it is, but then like you got whatever the musician, he's like, this is the music, the new sound, like
no, because it's Chuck Berry's cousin Marvin Berry,
yeah,
and he's like it's your cousin Marvin Berry, that new sound you're looking for, listen to it. So does that mean Marty is like responsible?
Did he like invent rock and roll?
He sculpted like rock and roll
and skateboarding.
It's kind of like plot holes there because. What is the logic? Is the logic that Marty was always there, or is it that now he's just there, but then the timeline shifts? It's weird.
But like in a way, it's not even important because of the movie. The movie's so good its own. You don't even need those
answers.
Not
about the intricate details of time travel. It's about a kid trying to keep his life normal after a disaster happens. Basically, that's it.
Simple as that, and it's so good.
Mm-hmm. So, Phil. What would you rate this movie out of 10, I guess?
I mean, I don't want to be like too generous, but I feel like it kind of deserves to be recognized here. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10.
Well, here's the question. Here's the question.
The pros outweigh the little cons.
Yeah, if this doesn't get a 10, what does? That's my thought process. So yeah, a 10. That's what I give it.
Yeah, okay. Well, there we go.
That was another episode of Mac Movies. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, comment, leave a like. And now, why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?